Chainsaw Man is fucking garbage. I was one of the first people to read this piece of shit manga back in 2019 when it first came out, and nobody was talking about this trash. I remember I had accidentally stumbled upon it from searching up some shit, and I didn't realize it was a shonen manga. I thought it was like a webtoon, a web comic, and it looked interesting. So I decided to read it myself, and it was interesting at first, but then I just kept reading the shit and realized it was complete garbage and dropped it. And then I saw some people hyping it up, right? So I decided to go back, and then I realized this is complete fucking garbage. And now you get all of these fake, pretentious, wannabe fanboys pretending like they were longtime fans of this shit when it first came out, hyping this shit up, hyping this garbage up on Twitter, on YouTube right now. You got a whole bunch of idiots making live streams. Oh my god, Chainsaw Man, anime getting adapted. It's getting adapted. Get the fuck out of here. You motherfuckers probably heard about this manga a day ago, a week ago. Motherfucker, I always hear day one, so I can safely say without a doubt, it is complete and utter garbage. One of the worst manga I have ever read. Anybody hyping up this trash is a complete idiot, and they just want to pretend like they're sophisticated when they cannot challenge themselves with higher level literature. This is another garbage, wannabe typical shonen that tries so hard to be like the greatness seinen that I read. The amazing, intricate, detailed, well-written, well-crafted manga that I read 24/7. No, this is another garbage shonen. It just has a lot of juvenile elements, so it appeals to all the edgy emo weirdos who like that type of shit. It has a whole bunch of blood and gore, a whole bunch of swearing, a whole bunch of nudity, sex and violence, just a whole bunch of juvenile shit that only a 15-year-old would get off to, that only a 15-year-old would appreciate. No, I appreciate works of art that are quality, that are well written, that don't need to just shit out blood and gore 24/7 and a whole bunch of vomit jokes and sex jokes and tit jokes to appeal to me. No, that doesn't appeal to me because I'm on a higher level of frequency. Like my intellect, my maturity level is just above you people in every way. You motherfuckers really hyping up some garbage, some juvenile shit like Chainsaw Man. If you're over this age of 16, like the target demographic of this trash, and you're excited for Chainsaw Man and you like Chainsaw Man, something is mentally wrong with you. From a mental standpoint, you cannot be fully all the way there in the head. Because only a child, a juvenile teen should like something like this. This appeals to teenagers. This should not appeal to a fucking adult. Chainsaw Man is complete garbage. I mean, the story is terrible. Denji is a horrible protagonist. People try to act like he's some unique shonen masterpiece character because he isn't trying to reach for the stars. I want to be Pirate King. I want to be Ninja Master. Who gives a shit? That doesn't make him better. Naruto, One Piece, those are shit anime and manga. That's facts. But I'm just saying, just because Denji isn't like that doesn't make him a good character. His whole entire character is he wants to have sex. He just wants to live a normal life. It's super corny. He is a terrible character. He should have died. And then you got all these cucks simping over that bitch Makima, whatever the fuck her name is. She's a fucking terrible character. She's just a ripoff of Griffith. I fucking hate Berserk, but she's a worse version of Griffith. She is a worse version. Poorly written, tries to be like she's like painted as the antagonist of the story, but she's like in the right all along and shit like that. It's done so poorly. This manga is just terrible. All the other characters are forgettable. Power is a trash character. She dies and then comes back to life. I mean, this anime and manga is just full of so much Deus Ex Machinas. Like, characters like Power died, then she comes back to life. Characters like the other guy with the sword, he dies. Nobody gives a shit about him. Like, death just means nothing in this story. And when it does happen, it isn't dwelled on enough to like leave an impact in the story. It tries to have emotional beats and it just fails in every way. And the funny thing is, I see people saying shit like they cried over the story in this trash. And I'm just so dumbfounded when I see shit like that. I'm like, motherfucker, what? The story in this manga isn't even supposed to be taken seriously. Like, are we reading the same shit? People be like, I cried when Power died. I got caught in the fields when that happened to Denji. Like, motherfucker, what? The story in this manga is a complete joke. I'm pretty sure the creator is just pulling his own leg when he made this shit. He wasn't even taking himself seriously. Have you read Fire Punch? His other manga is just as trash as this, and I guarantee you, he was not taking the story seriously in fucking Fire Punch. And Chainsaw Man is very similar to Fire Punch. They're both trash, but they both have joke stories. There's nothing interesting or deep or complex about Chainsaw Man. It's super corny. It's another typical generic shonen that all these idiots try to rave about like it's deep and philosophical. No, it's not. Objectively, it is terrible. One of the worst ones. I'm telling you, I was one of the first people to read this shit. Wasn't anybody talking about this manga? Nobody was talking about this trash. And then I come back a few months later, everybody's sucking this trash off. And then a year later, you get more people hyping it up. All little casuals and shit. And the fan base is terrible, but when the anime drops, it's going to go to a whole new level of shit. Chainsaw Man wanna be dick ride apologists. You're just fucking pathetic. You wanna be dick riding apologists? You know you're illiterate? You people just have nothing going for yourselves. I mean, it's really sad. You people wish you could be like me, consume the amazing manga and anime that I consume on a daily basis. But you're never going to reach the heights of the most prolific, cataclysmic, catastrophic, amazing, in-depth series that I read on a daily basis. You're never going to achieve those heights. Because I read quality, not the next thing hyped up in garbage. Nobody was talking about this manga. Now that the anime is getting adapted, everybody's sucking it off like they're longtime fans of it. You people are complete frauds and pathetic. Like, I don't even like Chainsaw Man, but at the end of the day, I was one of the first people to read this shit. For a fact. Only one chapter was out when I first read this shit. Nobody was talking about it. I'm going to keep hammering into that point because the rest of you people come into this video, you're a bunch of casuals. You're a bunch of frauds. You weren't there day one. So stop trying to act like you were. But man, Chainsaw Man is just complete garbage. I mean, from the story to the characters to the artwork, it's just horrible. It has that shitty sketchbook artwork. People gonna be like, that's a stylized choice. Who gives a shit? It's still ugly to look at. All the characters are bland and boring. They all die. Some come back to life like Power. And it means absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean anything. The story was a complete joke, and anybody taking a story like this seriously, you're a complete fucking idiot. You people have some type of birth defects. This is why we really need to put some type of system in that just prevents people from fucking, like, see what type of child these two humans would make. And if that system was put in, so many worthless fucks, you people watching this video, would have never been born, and society would have been a better place. Because you're hyping up mediocre garbage, mediocre products to the point where they get an anime adaptation. When we could be using that money to fund better and more creative animation, not trash adaptations of a trash manga. Read good manga. Watch good anime from the 90s. Stop reading the most overhyped garbage, flavor of the week bullshit that you see people on Twitter, on YouTube hyping up. You're only watching and reading the shit because it got recommended to you by a trash YouTuber. All these anime YouTubers are terrible. They hype up the same garbage ass shonen, read the same two seinen, berserk, vagabond, and it's just fucking pathetic. You motherfuckers need to get your own identity, get your own taste. Stop reading and hyping up trash because somebody else, some YouTuber or somebody on Twitter told you. These manga aren't good. Chainsaw Man is complete dog shit. I was one of the first people to read it. I was there before all of you. And it's complete trash. It was good at first, like the first 10 chapters, but after that, it just got worse and worse with every fucking second, every fucking week. It got worse and worse. That final arc was terrible, and all the characters are garbage. Makima is a trash fucking character. She's a terrible antagonist. Denji is fucking sucks. Power sucks. The fucking chainsaw dog thing is garbage. Just terrible. Terrible ass shonen. Easily one of the worst manga ever made, and definitely one of the worst manga in recent time. And that's a large feat because there's a lot of terrible manga getting hyped up by you idiots in modern day. But Chainsaw Man is one of the worst, most overrated garbage manga in current modern day. Terrible.